In the depths of Staten Island, between the lush forests and the dark underground tunnels, hides a legend that has lasted through generations. The legend of Cropsey. This story, born from the imagination of the island's inhabitants, has become an inextricable part of their identity. A shadow that hangs over the land as a constant reminder of the dangers that lurk in the darkness. According to legend, Cropsey was a monstrous-looking creature that lived in the most inhospitable corners of Staten Island. It was said that his eyes glowed in the darkness like burning embers, and that his hands were stained with the blood of those who dared cross his path. Some described him as a forest demon, while others saw him as the vengeful spirit of a man unjustly condemned to loneliness and darkness. Staten Island children grew up with stories of Cropsey, whispered by their parents and grandparents, warnings to stay away from dangerous places and obey established rules. Cropsey became a tool to instill fear and respect for the unknown, an ominous presence that lurked in the darkest corners of the imagination. But the legend of Cropsey took a sinister turn when a series of child disappearances shook the Staten Island community in the 1970s and 1980s. Rumors about Cropsey's possible involvement in these crimes fueled panic and paranoia in the community island, turning the monstrous figure into a symbol of terror, more real than ever. One of the most notorious cases was that of Jennifer Schweiger, a disabled girl who disappeared in 1987. The search for her mobilized the entire island, but ended in tragedy when her body was found on the grounds of the abandoned Willowbrook Psychiatric Hospital. The connection between the crimes and the legend of Cropsey seemed to confirm the community's worst fears. As police investigated the disappearance cases, a suspect emerged. Andre Rand, a man who had worked in Willowbrook and who had become a disturbing figure on Staten Island. Rand was arrested and convicted for the kidnapping and murder of Jennifer Schweiger, as well as other cases of missing children. His trial shed light on the horrors hidden behind the legend of Cropsey, but left many questions unanswered. Despite the capture of Andre Rand, Cropsey's shadow continues to haunt Staten Island. The legend has endured through the years, reminding us that even in the midst of civilization, there are always dark and dangerous corners waiting to be discovered. Cropsey, whether as a fantasy monster or an embodiment of the real horrors that lurk in the human mind, remains a haunting presence on Staten Island, a constant warning of the dangers that lurk in the darkness. Now, go to sleep. Good night.